Speedway Motors from IMIS in Indy. We're going to talk to one of the distributors on SpeedwayMotors.com. Of course, he is Adam Matthews with Eibach Springs. Adam,
hey,
thank you for being a distributor.
You got it. Thank you.
Let's talk about springs. First of all, the many applications that Eibach offers and the technology behind it.
You know, Eibach Springs has been around for 60 years in the industry, originating from Germany, and actually we've been here for about 25 years plus. Our headquarters in the United States is in California, in Southern California, and that's where we manufacture 100% of our racing springs that you guys use at Speedway. And focusing here, as you look at this table, we have a good cross selection of conventional springs, all the big spring stuff, going in from our torque link springs for the modifieds, and also into rear loaded height springs for the Cup cars and K&N Pro Series type cars up to 16 inches in freelane. What's been a real challenge for us, we've also found, in the past few years, is that it's so increasingly competitive with a lot of other spring manufacturers coming into play with it, and then a lot of the drivers are looking at price point, so they're very price sensitive in what they're doing because to be all true with me, everyone suffers from the way the economy has been lately, and a lot of people have pulled out of races. Tracks are not running as many events this year. So we basically gone in and looked at pricing structure. We looked at the availability of different products that we have and what we're lacking, and working with chassis builders and also from the sales reps from Speedway that also are enthusiasts and also have their own race cars and that they support. We've been able to be quite successful this year, I think.
Now, the one thing about Eibach Springs is we're not only talking about springs for the local weekly racer and the guys that tour on the regional tours, but we're talking, Eibach has a series of springs that NASCAR and Formula One as well. So you guys cover all gamuts of racing.
Yep, that's true. Matter of fact, the Bugatti spring is actually a spec spring that we developed in Eibach, Germany, which is our very own titanium spring that we make. Actually, the only titanium spring that we do. But we look at Formula One, WRC, some of the high pinnacle racing across the world run Eibach springs, and 100% of the field in Formula One that are still running on springs, not portion bars, are running Eibach. And then we also look at the top American racing in NASCAR, whether it be Sprint Cup, Nationwide, and also ARCA for Talladega and Daytona. Those fields are running 100% Eibach on the rears for both the Sprint Nationwide series and front and rear for ARCA series as well.
Now, for the driver out there that's looking at this interview, what for you? What is the biggest difference between Eibach and the other companies, and why should drivers choose Eibach?
Very good question. We get that so many times from the drivers and crew chiefs is what makes your spring better than the next spring, and it comes with 100% made in the United States, and we take pride behind that. And also just having a competitive spring starts with the basic materials. So we actually have 3 steel mills that we use in the world, one in the United States, one in Germany, and one in Japan. That actually makes a special Eibach alloy that we use in all the springs. So whether you're running a modified dirt or asphalt, or you're running a dirt late model on a coilover setup, you're running on the same high tolerances that we're using on motorsports across the world. So it's a very, very tight, stringent process that we go through from point A to point B to the finished product that you guys see there.
Adam, we want to thank you for being a great partner of SpeedwayMotors.com. And of course, folks, if you're looking for the competitive advantage, it's Eibach Springs. You can find them at SpeedwayMotors.com.